Imagine a billionaire worth $3 billion pretending to be poor in Manila. Then he falls in love, and his lie almost destroys everything. What if a billionaire worth over $3 billion walked among you every day and you had no idea? No one in the crowded streets of Manila knew that the quiet American man stepping off the bus was hiding a fortune that could buy entire neighborhoods. He wore faded shoes, carried a worn backpack, and carefully counted coins before buying street food. He looked completely ordinary. But Daniel Whitmore wasn't ordinary. He owned private jets, tech empires, and more money than most people could imagine. Yet he came to the Philippines for one reason only: to disappear. What he never expected was to fall deeply in love. And when his secret finally came out, it triggered a chain of events that left this powerful billionaire on his knees, crying in the middle of a busy Manila street with everything he built hanging in the balance. This is the story of how an American billionaire found real love in the Philippines, and how that love almost destroyed him. By the age of 42, Daniel Whitmore had conquered the world of business. His companies moved billions in money, data, and goods across continents. From the outside, his life looked flawless. Private jets on standby, luxurious penthouses overlooking Manhattan, and boardrooms that fell silent the moment he entered. But behind closed doors, the silence felt suffocating. Every relationship had a hidden price. Every smile felt calculated. Every conversation eventually turned into a negotiation. Women were drawn to his lifestyle. Friends loved the access. Partners loved the leverage. No one ever loved Daniel without conditions. One lonely night, standing in his empty penthouse with the city lights glittering far below, a terrifying question hit him. If all my money disappeared tomorrow, who would still stay? He didn't know the answer, and that fear shook him more than any market crash ever could. So he made a radical decision. Without telling anyone, not his board, not his assistants, not even his closest circle, Daniel Whitmore vanished. He left everything behind and flew to the Philippines under a false name, David Miller. He rented a tiny humid room in Quezon City. No luxury, no security, just a noisy old electric fan struggling against the Manila heat. For the first time in years, he was completely invisible. The traffic didn't care who he was. The street vendors didn't bow. The jeepney rides squeezed him between strangers like anyone else. At first, the discomfort was intense. He sweated through his shirts. He stood in long lines. He counted every peso. But slowly, something inside him began to heal. He started walking through bustling markets, watching families laugh over simple meals, and listening to children playing basketball with makeshift hoops. Real life, real struggles, real connections. Then one hot afternoon, he stepped into a small neighborhood bakery to escape the sun. The smell of fresh pan de sal filled the air. Behind the counter stood Isabel Reyes, a young Filipino woman brushing flour from her hands. She greeted him with a warm, unguarded smile. "Good afternoon, sir," she said softly. That simple moment changed everything. Daniel returned the next day, and the next. Their conversations grew longer. She shared stories about her family, her late father, and how she gave up her dream of studying architecture to support her mother and younger brother. He listened like no one had ever listened to her before. Weeks turned into months. They walked together through the historic streets of Intramuros and watched sunsets at Manila Bay. They shared cheap street food on plastic stools, laughing until their sides hurt. For the first time in his life, Daniel felt truly seen, not as a billionaire, but as a man. But he still hadn't told her the truth. The secret grew heavier every day. He watched her carefully budget her small salary and worry about her brother's school fees, knowing he could solve every problem with one phone call. Yet he stayed silent. He told himself he needed to know if she could love him without his money. Until one afternoon, while Daniel was out of town, a black SUV stopped outside the bakery. A sharply dressed American man stepped out and asked for Daniel Whitmore. Isabel froze. The man showed her a photo. Daniel in an expensive suit, standing beside world leaders. Her heart sank. That night, she searched his real name online, and her world collapsed. Magazine covers, global summits, a net worth of over $3.2 billion. Everything clicked into place. The simple clothes, the coin counting, the modest room. It had all been a lie. When Daniel walked into the bakery the next morning, Isabel was waiting, her eyes red from crying. "Who are you?" she asked quietly, her voice steady but broken. The question hit him like a knife. For the first time, Daniel dropped every mask. He told her everything: the empire, the loneliness, the fear that no one could ever love him for himself. He fell to his knees right there on the bakery floor, in front of shocked customers. "I was terrified," he confessed, tears streaming down his face. "I needed to know if someone could love me without all of this." Isabel's tears fell freely. "You didn't trust me," she whispered. "Love isn't a test, Daniel. You never gave me a chance to choose." She walked away, leaving him shattered on the floor. Money couldn't fix this. Power couldn't reach her. For the first time in his life, Daniel Whitmore felt completely powerless. Days turned into a painful blur. He wandered Manila's streets at night, replaying every moment, realizing his greatest fear had become reality not because of her, but because of his own deception. Would she ever forgive him? Would she even speak to him again? Then, one evening at closing time, he found her standing outside the bakery alone. He approached, slowly, no excuses this time. "I was wrong," he said, voice raw. "I judged you before you had a chance to show me who you really are. If you can't forgive me, I'll understand, but I will never lie to you again." Isabel looked at him for a long, heavy moment. "Why didn't you just tell me the truth?" she asked. "Because I was scared of losing you," he admitted. She stepped closer, searching his eyes. "I fell in love with David, the man who counted coins and ate pandesal with me," she said softly. "If we continue, there will be no more secrets, no more tests." Daniel nodded, relief flooding through him. Months later, he began reshaping his life. He created education and healthcare foundations in the Philippines not for show, but from the heart. He returned often, still sometimes in simple clothes, because he finally understood true love doesn't live in penthouses. It's found in small bakeries, in flour-dusted hands, and in honest conversations across a worn wooden counter. In the end, Daniel Whitmore didn't just find love in the Philippines. He found himself. And that discovery was worth more than every dollar he ever made. Months later, Daniel quietly rebuilt his life. He created foundations in the Philippines for education and healthcare, not for show, but from the heart. One sunset at Manila Bay, he held Isabel's hand as the sky turned gold. "I almost lost everything that mattered," he whispered. Isabel leaned closer. "You found it." In that moment, Daniel understood. True love cannot be bought, tested, or hidden. It can only be given freely. By dropping his mask, the billionaire finally found himself and a woman who loved him when the world saw nobody. That love was worth more than $3 billion.